So great to all be here together. All of these great voices and the voices we've heard before in the Valley and the ones we're going to be hearing for this next week. Yes, I tried to write a poem for Barbara Hall, which I'll keep trying, up in the Valley, and one of the people whom I was thinking of was Ruth Stone, who was that very red-sweatered poet in that poem. Women of perhaps my own mother's generation who were inspiring to me and who were daring and making things. So I'm going to read four poems. This is just my tremor. Those who know me know it's just a harmless tremor I have. I am excited to be here, though. That's also true. Okay, 10 minutes. That's 4 poems. For you. In the morning, when I'm pouring the hot milk into the coffee, I put the side of my face near the convex pitcher to watch the last round drop from the spout, and it feels like being cheek to cheek with a baby. Sometimes the orb pops back up, a ball of cream balanced on a whale's watery exhale. Then I gather my tools, the cherry sounding board tray that will rest on my lap, the phone, the bird book to look up the purple martin. I repeat them as I seek them so as not to forget. Tray, phone, martin, tray, cell phone, purple, Martin, Trayvon Martin. Song was invented for you. All art was made for you. Painting, writing was yours. Our youngest, our most precious, to remind us to shield you. All was yours. All that is left on earth with your body was for you. Rasputin aria. Yes. Rasputin aria. I wish I did not think of Rasputin so often. To have been born with a penis which in manhood would be said to be erect, 14 inches long, some said 18, organ which he used in brutal acts, penetrating helplessness, and then at the end of his life to be taken from behind, raped, then castrated, penis and testicles, harps of the nerves gone, and then to be killed one way and it did not take, and then another, then stabbed and drowned in a sack, though all that was found was the skein of burlap, bitten and torn open and washed up. A cruel male leader, a brigand, law unto himself, taken, the shock of it, the disbelief, the poor anus from the worldwide family of anuses, the species helpless O, and the poor penis brother to the poor sister vagina. 'Tis of thee I think when I think of my country rendering and being rendered, when I think of our body politic, its head of wrath with an orange flame for hair. Yes. Okay, and two elegies. I've been working on these elegies. Elegy past the last elegy. For Joe Gilbert, 1942 to 1966. Most grounds just lie there when you pour the boiled water in. But then I bought a blend which swarmed and crepitated. I stared, uneasy, the coffee in the filter creeping like a spawn of fruit flies, writhing, cauliflornicating, fulminating rows of bristle like Rhodesian ridgeback hackles. It bulged and billowed and chawed. It machicolated, swaying. All it did not do was si e rove, chata in chain, diandosi, roll over and over, catching fire. What my high school boyfriend's car was reported in an Italian paper to have done. Those violences, those words, become a part of our lives. Today, for the first time, I thought of him not while he felt his car go off the coast road, not while he turned in the air, not seeing the fire burst into flower or feeling it, but in the water, slowly floating down through it, between the great trunks of the Pacific bull kelp, whether more or less at peace than before he was conceived, we do not know or need to know. One can tell that when I begin to bring in not poems from books, it's like getting up for the first time without ode to the clitoris or ode to the penis to protect me, right? But just bringing in some new homemade poems that I seem to write while I'm making coffee. This poem will show that as well. Elegy for CD. First, the pestling of dirt through a strainer, or maybe this is flower planting, actually. I can't remember. I worked on it, but I can't remember. First, the pestling of dirt through a strainer, then a teaspoon of its fine grains in with the stub of the cut rose stem sprouting new leaves, then watching the loam writhe as it wettens. Then looking out the window, down at the green crowns of the oaks, and a milkweed dandelion seed mass floats quickly along, and a mourning dove throws itself rapidly past it like a passenger pigeon in a battle. Then the mastodon sanitation truck, a street south, backs to the curb, and two guys with casual, erotic male grace dismount and toss black plastic bags and a window in its frame and half a chair into the maw of the compactor in back. One is older, the teacher. Neither loses limb or member nor hand nor finger to the grinder. Thank you for your service. I think I'd be good as a helper. I love to learn. I loved to learn from you, Carolyn. Well, I may have learned nothing, unable to know what you know, unable to understand as if from within, integrity. I loved to see you and hear you, the truths that just by your nature welled and plashed. This morning, I'm lying beside your book, a fountain merely perpetual now. Oh, Carolyn, it's shine in sunlight and moonlight. I hide my eyes, the two of you coruscating within and without each other by starlight.